Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Kathy here. I've had a request for somebody to see me use the Tart Pan with lid. So this is our Tart Pan. It is in the beautiful light blue. It does have a cover, a lid that actually stays on. I mean, it doesn't fall off. So you can store it in the refrigerator. The pan does have the removable tart bottom so that you get that perfect tart consistency. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make a crust with some cookies and some butter. I'm going to toss my butter into melt real quick. I forgot to start that before I started the camera. So, and we are going to make, I'm going to do a coconut curd tart. And I'm using pecan shortbread cookies. It takes 14 cookies for the crust. And I'm going to make it in my electric twist and chop. If you guys haven't seen this, this is an amazing tool. The lights don't come on. You can see those lights right there. They don't come on unless everything is put together correctly. So we're going to toss our cookies into the electric twist and chop. And these are just some cookies that I had on hand. You can use shortbread. May not take as many. We're gonna do 10 cookies to start out with, because we're going to get this into a crumble consistency. So I'm just going to turn it on. And our twist and chop food processor goes up and down, so it gets all of that mixed up. And you can see I have a sand-like consistency. All of them are chopped up already. It does have a pour spout on here, and that's going to be very handy for our melted butter. And it was 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Of course, Crocker. There we go. 3 tablespoons of melted butter. So I'm going to just start putting this in here, and I'm going to do the pulse. There it goes. Because we want to get that into a nice, not a super wet, but we want it to form a crust. So we're going to pour that in there. I'm just going to pulse it until it all comes through. You can see it starting to get that formed up here. All the butter is getting in there. Whip it on there now. I'm just kind of shaking that butter down in there. And I think I need a couple more cookies. It's a little wetter than I want. So I'm going to go ahead and put my other 4 cookies in there. It's a little bit wetter than I wanted it to be. Couple these down in here. So what happens when you mix it up afterwards is you gotta make sure it gets in there. There it goes. Start that. Okay. I'm gonna grab one of my small mix and scrapers because they're very tiny. I'm gonna pull that out. And you can see I have a nice crumble in there, and I'm just going to pop that into my Tart Pan. We're going to bake this at 375 for 10 minutes, and while that's baking, to bake the crust, I'm going to make my coconut cream curd on the stovetop. And I'm just using a coconut cream pie curd. My husband likes coconut cream, and I thought that would be a nice one to make. So all you're going to do is you're just going to push this down into the bottom and up on the sides. And you can even use your mix and scraper if you want to. But hands are so much easier. I don't know if you guys watch Food Network at all, but I heard Duff Goldman one time say, the best kitchen tool bakers have are at the end of their arms, their hands. So I tend to use my hands when I bake a lot. I just feel like I have a better control. You just want to make sure it's up on the sides a little bit so you get a nice even crust. Make sure there's nothing showing on the bottom. You know, you don't want the pan to, you don't want to see the metal pan through the bottom. You got a little bit thin right there. And that's where this will come in handy, because you can go in here and kind of smash it out. Make sure that you're all even. Because the difference with a tart and a pie crust is that the pie crust, you can, you're flattening that out all at once, and you can make sure that you have it at an even and set consistency. With a tart, you're kind of gauging it by your tart pan. So. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Tarts are a little bit of a rustic. Now, if, I was in a 5-star restaurant, I would expect my tart to be perfect, but I don't have to have it perfect for here. But there you go. I have it. I'm going to set it in the oven, 375 for 10 minutes. And then I will be back and share with you the curd. Then it's going to have to sit in the refrigerator. So, so you'll be able to see it at the end, and I'll be able to show you how it pops out. But it's probably going to be tomorrow before I get to do that. So this video may span a couple of days here. So I will see you guys soon, and let me know what you think. Hey guys, I'm back. It's been probably about 20-25 minutes. Long enough for the tart to get done, and I kind of baked it a little long, so it's a little dark around the edges, but I think that also has to do with the Pecan Sandies. But I did, once it came out, I took a flat bottom cup and just kind of smoothed it out, pushed it up around the edges just a little bit, because the cookie and then will expand a little bit. I also made my coconut cream curd. All this is 3/4 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and 2.5 cups of milk. You cook it over the stovetop for to get it to a boil, and then you reduce the heat, cook for 2 more minutes. Then you add, once it starts to thicken a little bit, then you pour about a cup of it into 4 egg yolks that are beaten. Mix the egg yolks up in there. That way you don't get curdled eggs by pouring them all in the hot mixture at once. Once you get those mixed up with the eggs, then you pour it back into the mixture. Let it cook. You bring it to a soft boil. Let it cook for another 2 minutes. Take it off. Add a tablespoon of butter, a teaspoon of vanilla, and I added a cup of coconut. It is in the Betty Crocker cookbook. It is just a cream pie. It's just a base for a cream pie. You can add meringue to this. Now, my husband's not a fan of meringue or whipped cream, so I'm just going to do it plain. I probably will make up some homemade whipped cream just for me, so I can put it on there when I'm eating it. So this is still warm. We're just going to pour it into the tart shell. This is the first time I've done this with a curd. I've made it with a no-bake tart before, but I've never made it with just the curd filling. But it's going to be more like a cream pie. And you can see that it is all there. And I don't want to take it out yet because I want the curd to sit, but this will pop out. And you can see just a little bit. I don't want to make a mess. That's going to pop out, and I'll be able to just put it on a plate and display it. So I'm going to let it cool for just a little bit longer on my cooling rack. This is our stackable cooling rack. I just have one of them out. I'm going to let it cool just a little bit longer while the pie filling or the coconut cream filling cools. Then I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator. Tomorrow I will take it out and I will post a picture of what it looks like. So I hope you guys have a great day and let me know what you think. Happy cooking!